announced this earlier this week. We got a teaser. Hey, we're announcing a game tomorrow. Then the game was announced the next morning with a trailer of not knowing anything what it was. Nobody knew really anything about this, but apparently they've been doing some early open alpha, or not open, closed alpha testing for some people. We've got some screenshots to share here. But it is a 6v6 game coming out next year, tentatively, and they will have alpha signups already open so you can do the alpha in May. But this is essentially what people are calling, and I agree with, Overwatch or Valorant clone using Marvel team-ups in destructive environments. Now, Overwatch is a 6v6 game where you pick, I think it's 5v5 now, where you pick a character who has a class, like there's a tank, an attacker, a healer. Like you have, like a specific role to play, if you will, on the team. And then you either kill the other team for kills, or you move... you stay with an item I guess I don't know, it's not a train, but this item, and it moves forward. The closer you are to it, the more it moves forward. So the other team has to kill the other team to keep it from moving forward. You have to kill them so it keeps moving forward, kind of deal. Very strategic, very, you pick a main character and usually play as them a lot of the times to get really good with them. Overwatch 2 launched a year or 2 years ago for free, but it had a real botched release based on how they did the character releases and stuff like that, so it's not been doing very well. Mike, you said you might have accidentally played Overwatch at some point.
Yeah, I feel like I have some memories of the game, but not enough to form an opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I played a lot of Overwatch. Like, I even have like a Funko of one of the characters I played a lot of still over my gaming. So I'm a big Overwatch fan. So again, if the rule is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So essentially just do Overwatch, which has got killer gameplay, put my favorite IP over top of it. Sign me up. I'm down to play this. Currently, the alpha will be for PC/Steam, but it'll probably come to consoles, and it is free to play. That was the other big part, Mike. I think that's going to be a good, easy entry, right? Sell skins, or whatever, do the shop like a Fortnite does. You don't have to buy it, but if you want to look cool, buy the skins kind of thing. I think that'll be interesting. But the cool thing for me is the launch roster. Characters, I didn't expect, designs I didn't expect for characters. These are all very unique. These are not movie or comic book based, but a lot of interesting mix of people here, Mike. I know you even said, like, who is one of these characters as we were kind of going through it.
Yeah, no idea who. Every character on here is familiar except for Luna Snow. Never heard of her before.
Yes, so Luna Snow was a character who came out in I think it was a game a couple years ago. She's a South Korean based character, and she has the ability to control cold and snow stuff. So she has that those abilities. Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out.
You got me. You had my curiosity piqued. I would have loved it if she was from North Korea.
North Korean, yeah.
The story around a Marvel hero from there would be hilarious to me. Just slowly fighting with other superheroes for the first time. Like, oh, this is a very interesting country that you live in.
Yes. So she also is essentially a K-pop singer as her human personality, and they actually created songs for her, like appearances in the games, Marvel Future Fight, Marvel Super War. Yeah, she's cool. She's just got ice powers, and she was created around 2019. Other than that, Namor has a really interesting design where he's kind of like got an attitude, like a surfer attitude to him. If you look at the images here, or the one image I've linked in the notes, we've got some interesting characters. We talked about Magic earlier. We have Magic in here, Magneto, Storm, some Guardians. These all look pretty cool. I think Penny Parker / Spider from the Across the Spider-Verse is an interesting ad, but she controls a mech, so that's kind of fitting. Any in here that are like drawn out to you in terms of designs?
Yeah, it's like, I feel like they're between a little bit of like a rock and a hard place with this roster, because obviously you want the most well-known characters that you can put in here, because you want people to download and play this game. Oh, I want to be Iron Man. I want to be some of these like of my favorite characters that I've fallen in love with on the big screen. But to me, like in like a combat scenario, and if I'm in a video game environment, I like when they're doing more of like deep reachers, like into like Magic or like Penny Parker, because I want to explore some other characters that, take so much more effort and care to kind of put into a live action universe. So hopefully they'll add more of those in the future. But I'm not a big like games as like a service type of player, right? Where you stick with it like long term, you commit to skins and like you kind of make it part of your weekly routine of like joining with friends. That's what like all the Fortnites of the world do, right? But I feel like we're cursed with the knowledge that most like IP based games just don't stick around very long, right? It's the original IP like dreamed up by a video game studio that wants to own like the whole like stack of creative that lasts the longest because they want to put the time and effort into building something that they can own in perpetuity forever. So I look at this Marvel Rivals game and I go, oh, this looks fun. I feel like you could jump in and have a good time, but I don't see why most people would ever invest a lot of their time and money into something that I could very easily see the headline in like 18 months, like, oh, the game is like shutting down or nobody's playing it, or, because we've been burned before with online service Marvel games. And also like the art looks cool. But the first thing that I thought when I saw it, and it kind of made me like a little depressed about the state of AI art, is just, I'm not saying or claiming that this is AI art, but this is almost exactly, I feel like, what a bot would push out if you say like, oh, draw me an Iron Man in the style of like Valorant, right? And then you would get something that kind of looks like this. And I don't blame them because all of these characters look so cool, but my brain is so poisoned by the AI art machine that I'm always looking for like, oh, did they draw this finger weird or something? At least as of right now, when you have to translate the characters into a video game, you can't have like a piece of AI art, make that model. That model has to be so like precise and optimized that you can't just have like some sort of random artifact there. But it's a weird place to be. I'm not the audience for this game, but it's definitely a game I'll be watching and seeing how it develops over the next couple months.
I would say my disappointment on this is when you announce a game and you're like, it's coming out a year away, like I'm instantly out because I like the hype level. If I can play this sooner than later, then yes. Like, don't wait and say, hey, you can look at this now in a year. The game industry in a year is going to be entirely different, right? Like, what we play now, what we play in a year, what we play in 2 years is going to be interesting. I sent you earlier this week in Call of Duty Warzone, they've added Cheech and Chong skins next month. When we were playing Warzone in 2021, 22, I never would have thought, oh yeah, they're gonna do a Cheech and Chong crossover. Yeah, right. So the gaming thing just changes so quickly. So I think the delay is the worst part. I will say one of the interesting things of this, it's a multiversal war of essentially the stories, two Doctor Dooms from different universes are fighting, opening up different universes. So if you don't like these characters or these designs, there will be opportunities, I'm sure, to buy more recognizable ones or ones from the comic books or even more, unique ones, if you will.
Oh yeah. They will give you as many opportunities as they can dream up to sell you something.
But because it is in these two universes that are not technically in the comics or movies, they do have the luxury of, again, designing them how you want, or how they want to a little bit. They look, again, like they would fit in. To me, I would say more than Valorant, it's more like Apex Legends designs a little bit, if you would, in some of these characters. Just kind of how, I don't know if it's the angles, the colors, the poses. I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet. But I'm interested in this. A lot of people also called out, again, as you mentioned, they will probably be adding characters over time. Where's Captain America? Where's Thor? Where's the popular ones? But, the fact that we are getting a game with Magic and like Rocket as a standalone character despite his short stature, I'm very excited for those opportunities to play it. And even if it's free and you don't spend any money on skins and it shuts down in 18 months, it's still free. That's the cool part about this. The other thing that this game has that the other games don't have is team ups, and you can kind of see that in the trailer. A well-known example is Rocket Raccoon is able to jump on Groot's back and shoot from him, so you get like a two at the same time. There's I think an image on their site where Bruce Banner as a Hulk is able to give gamma radiation to Iron Man to charge up his Unibeam reactor as a team up. So I'm excited to kind of see how some of these team ups kind of play together throughout that. So check out that trailer in our show notes and check out the roster there as well. Another video that came out